Hello everyone. This is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I have an embossing technique for you. So our catalog for Stampin' Up! Looks like this on the cover, and on the inside it has tons and tons of samples and different techniques that you can use in order to create cards and actually put the products that you're purchasing into action. So what I wanted to do though, because when I was flipping through the catalog, I keep coming across this one right here, and I have fallen in love with that. So I have done this technique probably a couple times where you actually do, it's kind of like a reverse, where you actually heat it up and then you stamp into it. But I'm going to actually show you how you can do this so that the item that, or the, I guess you would call it the focal point of the card, maybe. I'm not really sure what you're going to call it. Will actually stand out, so that that focal point in this embossing is actually raised. And so we are going to create that as our Friday freebie. Okay, so I've got all the products here. So we are going to make a card, and I don't actually have a sample to show you because we are going to literally do this off the cuff in a roundabout way. I kind of know what's in my head. We're going to see if it comes out exactly how it is in that head of mine. So I have a piece of crumb cake. We're going to set that aside for right now. We're going to set these pieces aside as well, and we're going to work on this embossing technique. So I've cut out 2 leaves from the autumn leaves because, you know, it's summertime here in the South and it is miserably hot. So I'm trying to think of cooler weather, and the fall is the perfect time to think about. So I've cut out 2 of these leaves right here, and we're going to actually adhere those to the bottom part of this tag. And we're actually going to use some liquid glue, and only because I want to make sure that all aspects of it is adhered down. Okay, so we're going to just put some all the way through because we don't want it to come up while we are using our Versamark. All right, so we're going to adhere this one first. We're going to stick it right there. And if you want it higher than what I'm actually going to do for this, you can actually do multiple layers. So you would just stack several of them on top of each other. You would just cut it out from white, and you can actually cut it out from any color. White just happens to be, you know, a neutral color, so that's why I went with that. All right, so then we're going to adhere this one. So let's do this one like this. All right, so we're going to press that down. All right, now we are going to take our Versamark, and let's press that down just a little bit more. There we go. And we are going to do it at an angle. And actually, before we do the Versamark, let's do our powder, because we want to make sure that it's got all that oil off, although we do want it to stick really well. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to take our Versamark, and we are literally just going to ink it up at an angle. And I'm going to go over it a couple times just to make sure I've got it good and inked up. Okay, now that I've got that, we're going to take gold embossing powder, and I brought out, normally I do it in my little container, but because this is going to be a bunch, I brought in my little tray here. And we're just going to pour it over it really well because we really want to make sure that we get it good. Okay, and so you're going to see there's a little bit of white in there. So we're going to see if we can, okay. And we might have to Versamark it again and ink it up again. So, all right. Let's lay that down. We're going to move that over. We're going to grab our heat tool, and then we're going to heat this up. I'm going to grab my tweezers so it'll be easier to hold. We're going to let that heat tool heat up just a bit, and then we're going to start heating it up. And the more detailed your die is, the more detail will actually come out when it heats up. Okay, now again, you're gonna see that it has a little bit of white where your die is placed down. So we're gonna grab that Versamark again, and I'm gonna make sure that I only go over the actual leaves. We're gonna see if we can rub it to get it up underneath. So we wanna make sure that we get it all with our gold embossing powder. Okay. So then we're gonna bring back in this. We're gonna pour that over. We're gonna knock that out. And then there we go. All right, so let's heat that up. We're going to move that out the way because we do not need to blow our powder all over the place. All right, there we go. So we have our embossed pieces there. And then we've got it with our leaves kind of right into it. All right, so let's move all this out the way so I don't knock it over. And now we are going to create our card. All right, so while I've got the tag here, we are going to take a stamp that says "I'm thankful" from the Autumn Leaves stamp set. We have some early espresso ink. We're going to do "I'm thankful" right here. Like that. Now we are going to take our piece here. We're going to attach this to the bottom. And since I've got the liquid glue here, we're just going to do the liquid glue. And it will help me get from edge to edge with the base here. So then we're going to take and adhere this here. Like that. Make sure we are down in all our little corners there. Okay. All right, and then I have this little strip here that is from the Neutrals Designer Series pack. So we're just going to put some liquid glue. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do liquid glue on that one. We are going to do our seal because what I want to do is go straight up like that. And then we're going to place this on here at an angle like that. We're going to take our scissors, trim off this end, trim off this end, and we're going to fold our card base in half. And I didn't grab a piece for the inside, but you'll just add a white or very vanilla, whichever you prefer, to your inside so that you can write on it. This is going to get popped up, so we're going to grab some dimensionals. And I think too many came off, but that's okay. We're gonna also put it on dimensionals on our tag. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip that over and we'll add those there. We'll adhere this to our card front, just like that. Then I'm gonna grab my linen thread and we're gonna tie some linen thread there. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna tie, let's do crumb cake. I think that'll work. We're gonna do some crumb cake. We're actually gonna double it up. How about that? And then we will tie a bow with it. Like that. Take and cut that. And then we'll cut that. We're gonna flip that back over. Let's add some more dimensionals to it. And then we're just gonna cut a long piece and stick it down the center. All right, and then we're gonna stick this right here, just like that. All right, and then there is your Friday freebie. It is a little embossing trick for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. This week, I am just putting it out there for everyone, but each week I do send an email with the Friday freebies. So if you are not on my email list, make sure that you join that by clicking the link in the description of this video. And then next Friday, you'll get the freebie that will be sent out next Friday. All right, everyone, thank you very much and have a great weekend. Bye.